Hey everyone, Hypertour Reviews here, wanting to take a look at the Star Wars The Black Series Gaming Grace Umbra Operative ARC Trooper from Star Wars Battlefront 2. God, that's a mouthful. Now, this might seem incredibly late to most of you, and that's because it is. GameStop had a batch of these to fulfill pre-orders back in, May, June, and I did not get so lucky, and myself and many others have been waiting for months and months and months and months. And finally, about 2 weeks ago, my order did finally ship. It's been in stock for the last couple of days just to purchase on the website. So it seems like they got an early batch, and now the rest of these have kind of been trickling through. So you've probably seen a review or two on this, but I couldn't get it and not do the review. He just looks too cool. So let's go ahead and get into it and take a look at what we're getting here. Alright guys, we all know the drill here. We're going to start by taking a look at the packaging. This is your standard, for now, Gaming Greats fanfare. It's weird, I just got this, and I just got a shipping notice saying that my Jedi Survivor Battle Droids and KX droid have shipped, and they're in plastic free, meaning we're going to start getting plastic free Gaming Greats. It's weird, we're finally there. But anyway, this is one of the last windowed Gaming Greats we're going to take a look at. So, this is standard, your Black Series logo up top, with your big window showing the figure and his two accessories off nicely, your Gaming Greats logo sticker down there, Star Wars Battlefront 2 in the blue, Umbra Operative ARC Trooper warning 4+ Hasbro. This side of the box features some wraparound artwork of the ARC Trooper just looking super cool. I believe the background is Geonosis, which looks pretty alright. This side of the box over here features the wraparound window, your Gaming Greats logo up top, your Black Series logo at the bottom. Around back, you got your Black Series logo, your artwork, your video game logo, character name and bio in varying languages, which all can be read. And then he's number 9 in the Gaming Greats lineup. Bunch of legalese, Disney and Hasbro logos, barcodes, a lot more legal stuff. Little window up top. Allows a little bit of light in the packaging from up above. Makes it look better if you keep your figures in the box for display. I do not. I open my toys. I'm not a loser. So without further ado, let's do that and take a look at what's in the box. So, here's the figure out of his box, and as always, we're going to take a look at the accessories. So, to start with those, I gotta say, he's kind of going light. This is our first ARC Trooper that doesn't really come fully kitted out. Echo and the Tarkovsky 2D Clone Wars one came with the 2 pistols, and then the long rifle and the short rifle. This guy just comes with the 2 pistols, so I'm not really sure what happened there. It can't really be a budget cut, because they didn't have to sculpt anything at all on this guy. But he comes with these 2 pistols in a very dark gray plastic. Very nice sculpt. We've seen him a bunch of times in the line at this point. And he features his 2 working holsters. So they do port in very nicely for storage whenever he's not fighting. Can't make the argument that it's just he's using a different gun, because he doesn't come with a different gun. Now, he features that one clone trooper feature we hate, where he dual wields pistols, and he has a trigger finger on the right hand, and the left hand, he does not have a trigger finger, meaning you can't actually make him hold the gun right. He has to hold it up high like that. So, like many times before, I'm going to have to cut the trigger finger loose on the other hand, because Hasbro won't just take the digital sculpt of this hand, invert it to make a hand for that side, because apparently it's not in the budget, even though they had to do absolutely nothing other than paint this. To the Hasbro designer who keeps making this choice, I don't like having to bully you. It hurts me just as much as it hurts you. But I just want you to know that when you get home from work and you show your wife this, and you're like, I am so proud of this work, and she just shakes her head and looks down all disappointed, you are the reason that she spends her time on Tinder when you're at work, because this is dog shit. This needs to be corrected. They need to have a standby trigger finger left hand for any clone that's going to come with dual wield pistols. It shouldn't be this big thing I have to talk about every time, and they're never going to do it, because no one's bitching about it other than me. But especially when you're not going to give him the other rifles that don't require the dual wield, trigger fingers. If you're going to take those away, you especially can't get away with the argument. So, anyway, enough ranting about the hand, but I will always rant when it is required. Now, otherwise, he does look very cool, I will say. He has sort of like a techno-skeleton kind of pattern going on here. Looks very striking in that black armor with the yellow stripes. I kind of get Pittsburgh Steelers vibes from it. I've always kind of wondered with this design if they allowed Dave Filoni to come up with something, since he is like a Pennsylvania native and he did the R3 Steelers droid in the Clone Wars. But I'm not a baseball fan, so I don't really know much about Steelers. But he does look really cool. The yellow does pop. It's rather consistent across the figure. He has yellow panels along the toe of the boot, and then up on the top of the foot, it's just kind of solid. You got these kind of random, these divots in the calf armor are filled in with yellow. Yellow knee pads, you got yellow stripes going up the skirt, more stripes around the back. You got yellow stripes going down the arms. Some rather nice weathering to them, I will say. Looking really good with kind of random chipped weathering. Got the black wrist rocket there. The skull-like design on the eyes, actually done really nicely. I like how this turned out much more than the skull eyes on the Halloween Trooper, where the eyes don't actually line up with the eyes of the helmet. The eyes of this skull, while it is a techno sort of skull, they do line up pretty much right where I would want them. They're right on the eye holes of the mask. Looks really, really good. Otherwise, this is just that Echo body. We got the Target exclusive Echo. He features a movable rangefinder. It's very nice and firm in position, but it does easily swing down. Do look like he is using it. I do like how that turned out. The double shoulder pad, he has the chest pack on the right side, whereas Echo's is on the left side. So they are finally utilizing the ability to glue that on whichever side they like. Hopefully that gives the ability to give us an ARC Trooper 5 somewhere down the line. Not to beat a dead horse, Luke Ness. But otherwise, it is just a very standard-looking ARC Trooper. So, to run through the articulation, he features a double barbell on the head. Allows him to look that far up, which really isn't much of any at all, but that's okay. He can look a little bit down. The shoulder armor kind of gets in the way here, I will say. A little bit of pivot and rotation. The arms can come up to a T-pose. They can rotate 360 at the shoulder. There's a butterfly joint in there. It's a little stuck on this side. This side's a little better. Features single jointed elbows that can go to 90 degrees and then rotate. 360 on the wrist with the lefty hinging in and out, and the righty hinging up and down. It features a mid-torso ball joint, allowing him to crunch that far forward, that far back. Got some side-to-side pivot and rotation. The legs can kick that far apart, which is pretty good for a rubber skirt. So legs can kick that far forward, tiny little bit back. Upper thigh rotation. Single jointed knees can go pretty far back. They can rotate at the knee. And the feet can point pretty far down, pretty far forward, and there's a forward-facing pin for rocker, allowing for some decently wide stances with both feet flat on the ground. To do some size comparisons, here he is next to the Gaming Greats, basically Stormtrooper, Imperial Jet Trooper. Here he is next to the Attack of the Clones New Body Clone Trooper. And here he is next to the Amazon Mandalorian. Not really all figures that go together, but just gives you an idea that he does fall at that standard 6-inch point, which is really good. You don't want him to be too tall or too short, and he's basically the same height as the Phase 1 clone, so can't really argue for anything other than that, can you? So, end of the day, what do I think of the Umbra Operative ARC Trooper? You know, other than having to nearly cut my fingers off with a knife by trying to separate his left-handed trigger finger, I really like everything we're getting here. He's a really cool-looking ARC Trooper. I guess of all the weapons I would want from an ARC Trooper, I would want him dual-wielding the pistols. So I'm glad they're included. Again, just really want that trigger finger. He just looks cool, though. I mean, he is the kind of stereotypical, you know, Star Wars design of, I like it because it's cool. You know, until the new series, you know, that was the only reason you had to like Boba Fett, because Boba Fett wasn't a character. He was a plot device at best. You know, there's so many other designs, you know, people like the Stormtroopers just because they looked cool, even though they didn't do anything. Like, this guy just looks badass. He's going to be really cool on my Clone Wars shelf. I really like just the way that he came out. I'm excited to have him on the shelf. It's not even a skin that I play with in the game. I haven't even played the game in a while. But, like, you know, I don't know. I don't even play as the ARC Trooper in the game that much. But he just looks good. He's one of those better designs from the game. I'm glad they've taken this look from it. And I'm just happy with it. I think it looks sick. and definitely one of the better Battlefront 2 designs they could have taken. So that's really what I got to say about it. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. He's just one of those. He's just a really cool toy, and that's reason enough for me. I think it's probably reason enough for a lot of you. So I'm gonna go. I have some other videos to work on. So thanks a bunch for watching, guys. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, you should leave a like, comment, all that end of video stuff. You guys know the drill. I'm gonna go work on some other videos for you. So I'll catch you next time. Until then, may the Force be with each and every one of you. Bye.